Good to see everybody this morning. We have a little different format this morning. We have an announcement that Kevin is up here. We have an announcement that we want to make to the whole congregation that we've been talking about for some time with our board, with our deacons. And so for those of you that are new to our church, this may be news to you. For those of you that have been around for a long time, this won't be news to you at all. When God put on my heart to plant Man of Fellowship Church about 7.5 years ago now, God also told me that you've got about 8 to 10 years, and your job is to build the foundation, and then you are to turn it over to somebody younger. And so we've been really in that transition process for a long time and looking for that person. And so that time has come. And so we want to make the announcement now because in January, we're going to have a vote on our next lead pastor. And our next lead pastor, hopefully will be, if we vote on it, will be Kevin. And we have been working on this, like I say, for a long time. Kevin is spiritually qualified from 1 Timothy and Titus, but not only spiritually qualified, he is also infinitely qualified skill set-wise, degree in theology. As you know, he has a degree in counseling. He has proven himself in the last 3 years here, and I'm just thrilled that God brought us Kevin Wade and for this transition. And so we wanted to let you know in January we're going to take a vote because we know that people need to have time to process, and we don't want a bunch of rumors going around like, oh, Rick's being kicked out or something like that. This has literally been in the planning stage for 7 years. And so 24 is going to be a year of transition. So obviously, Kevin has been doing the youth, and by the way, the youth has tripled under his leadership. We had about 20 when Kevin started. We have 80 students now in our youth. And so there's always rumors that go on. In fact, we've got some questions that just came in, so we can tap down on the rumors here. So, Kevin, I think you have some questions.
I got questions for you first.
Yes.
Right, so first question somebody asked is, Rick, why are you stepping down? You seem fulfilled and effective in your role.
I absolutely love what I'm doing. And I don't know about how effective I am, but I still wake up every morning excited about what I'm doing. When my feet hit the ground, I can't wait to get started in the day. And I'm not leaving. I'm still going to be here.
All right. Somebody asked, are you sure no one's pushing you out the back door? Because nobody ever leaves leadership role on their own accord. They either die, get fired, or embroiled in some scandal. What gives?
Well, if you hear that rumor, as I said, we've been planning this for some time. There is nothing going on other than I'm obeying God in exactly what he said for me to do, and I'm turning it over to somebody younger. Now, here's what's going to happen in January. We're gonna take the vote. We will have to backfill Kevin's position as youth pastor, so we are looking for a youth pastor. Our bylaws say that the lead pastor basically does the hiring, firing, except when it comes to lead pastor, then the congregation has to vote on that. So we are already in the process of looking for a youth pastor to backfill. And the transition, we're voting for this actually to take place in July. So we're going to have a 6-month transition period where Kevin is going to shadow me very heavily during that 6 months. And then after that 6 months in July, we're just switching roles. Kevin will be the lead pastor, and I'll be the assistant pastor. And so most of the you're going to see very little. I mean, the transition should be so smooth. You're not going to see any difference at all in the way things are going today.
All right, somebody else asked, because they really care about you as a person, what will you do next?
Well, I just said, what would I do next? I'm going to be we anticipate these questions. I should have been I'm going to be the assistant pastor, and that's what I'm going to do next. And hopefully be the best supporter for Kevin if we vote on him in January, which we anticipate that'll be a 100% vote. I'm going to be the best assistant pastor that I can be for Kevin.
All right. Somebody asked, is it wise for you to stay on in a non-senior role, a non-senior leadership role, which assistant pastor would be? Won't it be hard to play second fiddle after being the man for so long?
Yeah, I don't know what the man means, and I don't view this as second fiddle. I view it as obeying God, and also, most people probably don't know this. I do not like being up here. I haven't liked it for 24 years. I would much rather be behind the scenes and working and serving the Lord behind the scenes. So in that respect, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
You're up.
Kevin, this is a question for Kevin. How do you feel about having your former boss as someone you will now supervise?
I love it. No, it's all of it. No, I'm just kidding. I trust Rick. I know Rick. I know Rick's heart. I trust his heart. And I know that he's going to be a huge supporter for the church and for the ministry. And who wouldn't want to have 24 years of experience sitting right next door to you in the office going, hey, I have a question. I'm still learning this role. I'm still learning these things. To have him there next to me is going to be awesome. And we have such a great relationship working together for the last 3 years. It's not really supervising. He does what he is going to do, and I trust that he's always working. And if you ever want to ask, just call him. He'll tell you he's working for you all the time, which he is, and I don't expect that to change at all.
So, Kevin, you obviously have a passion for counseling. How does moving into the role of senior pastor fit with your calling and God's plan for your life?
So I do enjoy counseling. I love it, but it's going to be the same as far as pastoral counseling, which is what I do anyways, integrating the Bible into the counseling world, into the counseling session. I just have to do less of it in the lead role, which is exciting on one level because I get to learn new things and do new things now, but also a little bittersweet because I do enjoy sitting with people one-on-one and encouraging them, but I still get to do that as a pastor. I won't do it as much professionally and pastorally because of time, but I still get to do it and I still enjoy it and I'm still looking forward to it.
Great. This is some questions for both of us, Kevin and Rick. How will Kevin's style differ from Rick? So how will your style differ? You want me to go first?
You go first on that one.
All right. Kevin and I do have different styles, and you probably have already noticed that. In many respects, I feel like the church is going to be in better stead. Kevin has skill sets that I don't have, and I'm more of a persuasive type speaker, and Kevin is more of a teacher, theologian, and so our styles will differ a little bit there as far as the preaching. And by the way, in January, even though the official transition won't take place until July, Kevin will start preaching twice a week, and I'll be preaching twice a week, so we'll make that transition a little smoother. After July, we'll go back to the way we're doing it now. He'll be preaching 3 weeks, and I'll be preaching once a month. So style-wise, that's different, but our hearts are exactly the same. And so our care for people is exactly the same, and so you're not going to see any difference in that at all.
Yeah, and I did a personality profile a while back because Rick asked us to, and he found it and read it and thought it was his. So he asked me, is this mine or is this yours?
It's true. I went back later and I read it. I said, I can't remember. Is this mine? And he goes, no, that's mine. I go, that's crazy. So
we're a lot of similarities, some obvious differences, not just in preaching style, but in the way we relate to people. But pretty much we're very much similar. So there won't be a lot of change. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. So there's nothing that I'm looking at going, hey, we need to utterly change all these things in leadership or stylize or anything like that. So a lot of consistency to go there.
Kevin and Rick, people often fear the unknown or change. Is there reason for fear here? Is there reason to expect something great?
There's no reason for fear because we believe that God is in this and around this and through this. We've been on our knees and on our face before
Amen.
God for years, praying over this, making sure that this is what God wants. So there's no need for fear. There's always an encouragement and a joy and excitement for the future. We got a lot of great things that we have in mind and plans and ideas and thoughts that are going to propel us into the future, into God's glorious kingdom of his son Jesus and building that kingdom here. So we're really excited. I'm really excited. The team's excited. Our leadership team is excited. And so there's nothing to fear because, again, there's not going to be this huge change. We're going to transition really smoothly as best as possible.
And God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power and love and a sound mind. I have never been so excited about the future of this church, and I'm glad I still get to be a part of the future of this church. And so, lastly, Kevin and Rick, how can the people of Manna be a part of making this a successful transition? What should they not do, and what should they do?
Very first thing, and I would say this goes without saying, but it's something that we firmly believe here. The first thing that you guys can do to help this transition is pray. Absolutely be in prayer for this. This is a huge decision for the life of the church. It's not something that, again, we take lightly. And so be in prayer. What you should not do is go out and make up stories. We're not kicking Rick out. We're not running him off. No one's doing that. We believe this is of God. And so don't go out and spread rumors. Don't go out and share things that are untrue. If you have questions, we are here. We are open. We want to talk to you. If you have questions about what's going on, please come and talk to us. Please come and share with us. And get excited for what God's doing in the life of Manna. This is a great time to be in the house of God and with the people of God, and this is a great opportunity for us to reach this community even more and the world than what we're doing. So please come and talk to us anytime you guys have questions throughout this entire process.
Ditto. So that's all the questions that came in. I'm sure you have some other questions. So as Kevin said, just come to us and ask questions. We wanted to get this out now so it wouldn't be a shock to everybody in January, although, as I say, most of you have kind of known this is coming for some time because we've been talking about it for years now, really since day one. I'm just grateful. You know, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and actually our message today is about Thanksgiving. I'm just grateful that God has sent Kevin to us. And, you know, some say, well, shouldn't we go on the outside and look? If we go on the outside, it's flipping a coin. You don't know who you're getting. I mean, some people interview very well, and you don't know who you're getting until 6 months to a year in. Kevin has been here 3 years. We know who we have, and so I'm excited about that. Now, one last thing. Our youth are impacted by this. They've grown to love Kevin and Lauren. Kevin is making an announcement with them at 9:30. So we'll be videotaping this at 9:30 for the 9:30 crowd. So just pray for our youth and transition for them as well. And it's Kevin's still going to be here. That's the good news for them. But it's a change for them, so we need to pray for them.